Hi, Gede. I just wanted to look at an ayah of Quran from Surah Al-Baqarah, ayah number 213. This ayah stood out to me when I read the surah, and my wife said it also stood out to her when she read the surah recently. Because this ayah, it gives a synopsis of the entire history of humanity in just one verse of Quran. And only the one who is a witness to all things, only the one who has knowledge of all things, could give such a synopsis. And the ayah goes like this. نعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. كان الناس أمة واحدة. Mankind, humanity, used to be one people. And this one people being referred to here means one religion, one belief. They used to have one belief about God. Right? They didn't have any variation in religion. There was no diversity in religion at what point in human history. And when you think about it, this has to be the case. Because when you go back in time, when you regress, you find that many of the religions of the world were developed and they have beginnings. Like I was talking to a Christian relative recently, and they themselves told me that Christianity didn't exist at a point in time. Like when Judaism was being practiced by Moses and the likes of them, Christianity didn't exist before Jesus was born. And a Christian will admit to this. So therefore, Christianity is an innovation. It is a development that happened during the history of humanity. It is not the original religion. Right? So Allah, the Creator, is telling us, Kana nasu ummatan wahidatan. Mankind used to be one people. Because when you regress, when you go back in time, you will reach at a point when Hinduism didn't exist, Buddhism didn't exist, right? Judaism didn't exist, and all there was one pure monotheistic belief. Think about Adam, the first man to walk the earth. He was created by the Creator, and he believed in the Creator and submitted to the Creator's commands. When he made a mistake, he repented directly to the Creator. And this religion, by definition, is Islam. So when Allah says, Kana nasu ummatan wahidatan, it is that all of humanity, at a point in history, used to be of the same pure monotheistic belief. Right? And then you had developments happening after that. But the fact remains, Kana nasu ummatan wahidatan. Mankind used to be one people. فَبَعَثَ اللَّهُ النَّبِيِّينَ مُبَشِّرِينَ وَمُنذِرِينَ. And then Allah sent prophets to give glad tidings to people and to warn them. وَأَنزَلَ مَعَهُمُ الْكِتَابَ بِالْحَقِّ. And He sent down with them the book in truth. لِيَحْكُمَ بَيْنَ النَّاسِ فِي مَا اخْتَلَفُوا فِيهِ. To judge between people about that which they differed. So you find that people fell into disputes. They differed about certain matters. And Allah sent the prophets, right? Specially chosen and guided people as examples for us. And He sent down with them the book, right? So that we may see the truth from Allah in the book and that we may be guided to the truth. وَمَا اخْتَلَفَ فِيهِ إِلَّا الَّذِينَ أُوتُوهُ مِنْ بَعْدِ مَا جَاءَتْهُمُ الْبَيِّنَاتُ بَغْيًا بَيْنَهُمْ. And the people, they did not differ, they did not fall into disputes, except after clear guidance came to them, but they fell into selfish contumacy. So it is the narcissism of the people, the selfishness of the people, not wanting to be in one religion. They wanted to have a religion for themselves. And we see it happening today. We see each ethnicity forming a religion and a god for themselves. And the pattern is clear. You find that the Chinese people, they have a god that resembles themselves. They have a Chinese god. And the African people, some worship their ancestors, others worship Selassie I. You know, and the Indian people, they have various deities of Indian descent, gods that look like them. The white man, the Caucasian, you know, he has taken the paintbrush to the canvas and painted a Caucasian god. So each ethnicity we find in developing gods of their liking, gods that resemble them, right? So they're falling into selfish contumacy. They don't want to worship the one God unseen as they're supposed to, right? All of the scriptures tell us that there is one God and we cannot see him. So this is the pure religion that goes way back to the days of Adam and even predates Adam, because creatures that aren't even human, they believe this as well. The angels, they predate Adam. The jinn, they predate Adam. Creatures that came before us, they practice this way as well. This is the only way. The Quran tells us, Inna Dina Inda Allah al-Islam. The religion in the sight of Allah is Islam. Right? And Islam is by definition submission to the will of Allah. So, this one religion that existed at that point in human history, right, before all other religions, is Islam. Right? Then you're finding that people fell into disputes, they fell into differences due to this selfish contumacy, even though clear guidance came to them. فَهَدَى اللَّهُ الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا لِمَا اخْتَلَفُوا فِيهِ مِنَ الْحَقِّ بِإِذْنِهِ. Right? So Allah guided those who believe about that which they differed towards the truth by his permission. And this is the story here. Allah guides whom he wills. وَاللَّهُ يَهْدِي مَن يَشَاءُ إِلَى صِرَاطٍ مُسْتَقِيمٍ. And Allah guides whom he wills towards the straight path. So this is it. This is the story of humanity. That even though people fell into this selfish contumacy, this narcissism, Allah guides whom he wills, right? He guides those who believe to the straight path, and this is Islam. So Islam is the consistent way of life, the true way of life that has always been true, right? You read all the major scriptures, the Vedas, the Torah, the Gospel, you'll find them all saying the same thing, that there is one God and you cannot see him, right? So if you remain true to the scriptures, right, even though those scriptures have been edited and changed and whatnot, if you remain true to the common teaching of the scriptures, you will arrive at the truth that there is one God and you cannot see him. And therefore we should all be in the same religion. We are all the same species, so we should all be the same religion. We are all creatures that were created by Allah. It is not feasible that any one of us was created by a different God than the other. We are all created by the same God, right? Anything else is not feasible at all. So therefore, the true religion is that one which calls you to worship your Creator directly, without painting some, painting or giving you some sculpture and telling you that let's form ourselves into some denomination, some sect that worships this creature, this painting, this idol. And that pure religion is Islam, right? Allah guides whom he wills. The religion of all the prophets, Adam, Noah, David, Solomon, Jesus, Moses, peace be upon all the prophets. The religion of all the prophets is Islam. As Allah said, he sent prophets, right? So this is the truth. And when you read the Quran, you read the uncorrupted truth. This is the guidance that Allah sent, right? And so I'll encourage you to read the Quran, and you will see that this is all true. Everything Allah says in the Quran is true. Allah says, Al-Haqqu min Rabbika, fala takunanna min al-mumtarin. The truth is from your Lord, so do not be among those who doubt. So understand that once you are human, right, you were created by the same God as me. No matter what you may tell yourself, we all have the same God. And this is one God. He did not become a Caucasian man for one group of people and an African man for another group of people. He did not become a Chinese man for another group of people, and he did not become a East Indian man for another group of people. There's one God, right? We should all submit to this one God, this one creator, and be one people, right? This is the only truth. Kana nasu ummata wahidatan. Mankind used to be one people. So once you realize this, then I invite you to come back to Islam. Come back to the way of Adam, Noah, Abraham, Moses, the way of all the prophets. Come back to this way. If you find that you have fallen into something that is an innovation, is a human development that occurred at some point in the history of mankind, then check yourself and come back to the way that was ordained by Allah Himself. And this way is Islam. Right? Inna deena inda Allah al-Islam. So read the Quran and learn for yourself. Learn the truth. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.